This is your daily market recap for Monday, August 22nd, 2022. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at EXPI Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your live daily market recap for Monday, August 22nd, 2022. A lot of twos there. Hopefully you had a great weekend. Checked out the weekend recap. Again, if you're new to the channel, please check out the Discord room. Link is in the description below. Remember, this channel is built for traders who have experience but cannot necessarily put everything together fully. Because again, usually most people do what in trading? They win, they lose, they win, they lose, and ultimately look back and they're exactly where they started. That's not the point of trading. It's ultimately to run this like a business, to be very tactful, very smart about how you enter, exit, when you trade, stay away from over trading, all those little things we talk about all the time. Again, there's tons of information in the channel. Back to basics, side room. The YouTube channel is full of education. If you're not checking out the educational videos, I don't know what to tell you. Again, think about this from the perspective of, if you are going to be a professional trader and you think you can, then what do you need to do? You need to treat this like a profession. If I told you showed up to work and you didn't have to do any work and you just expect to be good, that doesn't make sense. So why do people do that with trading, right? Like, this just boggles my mind. People just think they're going to show up and gamble and throw darts and hope to win. We don't do that. All right, let me take a sip of coffee and let's just jump into this. Please reserve comments that are not related to the stocks we're talking about till the end. I'll probably leave this open for another 20 minutes at the close, and then we'll go from there. So do we even want to talk about Bitcoin? I feel bad trying to warn people, but they don't seem to understand what the market is not your friend. The market is not your friend. Digital currencies, gold, whatever it is, nothing is safe. I say this all the time and nobody listens. They're always looking for the one-off. What's going to go up if the market goes down? Well, why don't you just trade what's going to go down with the market? So, all right, Bitcoin. Man, we are living on a prayer. Channel low, swing zone high, absolute pain potentially. I don't know what to tell folks, because this is the thing. When the market starts unwinding, you have to be very cognizant that nothing is safe. I say this every video, and if you're newer, you need to hear this. Nothing is safe. Margin calls, redemptions, mutual fund selling, people trying to lock in their yearly performance bonuses, all that stuff. Once you get to a certain point in certain times of the year, there's no reason to hold. Like, these folks who sell in May and go away, or held on to stuff and were waiting to reevaluate in the third quarter, well, guess what? If it starts peeling like the onion, everyone's crying. And they're going to get out. And it doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin. Now, oil and gold, let's talk about this, because we got into oil. People are like, oh, I want to go long oil. And it's like, man, you got to be super, super duper careful. Super. Thanks for asking. Get that reference. Look where we're at. We're just funneling our way lower. Now again, I said this over and over and over, nothing's safe. Even Occidental Petroleum. Please, be safe. Nothing is safe. Nothing. TLT. What have we said? The bond market leads the stock market in these scenarios, because the market does not want to see higher rates, because then that would show the Fed was actually pivoting if rates were going lower and the TLT was going higher. All that is out the window. We've warned folks who listen to the what? They listen to the never-ending noise. Fed pivot. No, they're not. Look at the bond market. Rates were going higher. Trying to warn folks, but they just don't listen. Whatever. The dollar. How many times did we say, higher dollar, market's not going to like it? If the Feds are pivoting, why is the dollar going higher? Said this 1,000 times. The dollar doesn't die a death where it just falls off a cliff. No, it dies the typical way. Moonshot to the moon. Dollar. Remember, think about it. Demand, or currency destruction around the world, debt destruction all over the world. When they're scared, what are they going to buy? Countries with the best military. The dollar has it. Now again, debatable. I mean, I don't want to get into the politics of it, but just in general, it's always been safe. Not the euro. You want to buy the euro? I don't. Do you want to buy the yuan? No, I don't want. You want to buy yen? You want to buy anything? Oh, the VIX. What did we say? It's got to hold this 1920 level. Higher highs, higher lows. That's how a bear market starts. with the VIX compressing to higher highs and higher lows. Look at the monthly, very similar setup. Just chop, chop, chop before what? Chop, chop, chop before the spike. Now, how high does the VIX go? We're going to talk about it because the first spike into the 30s might be time to take some profits on the short-term trades. Keep that in mind. We're going to talk about that right now as we get into SPY. Ooh, making lows of the day. Well, time to go. Hold on. I didn't realize the water was boiling. Let me turn the heat down just a second. All right. Talk about the setups, right? We talked about there's three potential setups. The short arm, which I always say short arming a spot is like everybody's looking for an area, say it's a round number, say it's a moving average, and it doesn't get there. That was one scenario. We hit the 200-day. Perfect. That's another. Third, we go to like 435 and then fail. Keep in mind, bear market rallies average somewhere around 17.4%. We are up 17.6%. Not rocket science. We'll look at this. We talked about Friday. That gap down was a trap. All of those days wiped out. Now you've got weeks of time getting wiped out, right? Now bulls are tapping out. That's, no, not really. They don't tap out at the highs. Keep that in mind. The way that the market pulls people into the game does what? It gets them to start believing that buy and hold is back. This is not retail tapping out. This is big money, smart money. When we talk about the volume will start increasing on the backside, that's what typically is. Keep in mind, it is the summer, so the volume is going to be a little lighter, but think about it, right? Who has the ability to move the market? This isn't little fries selling. This isn't little fries taking the gap down. So if you think the bulls, in the sense of, are tapping out, no, it's just the start of wave 3. That's my guess. And what does that mean? I've said this over and over, and again, I'll repeat it for newer folks because there's always newer folks popping in. The channel's so small. At some point, we're going to cut all this off, and it's going to get private. And probably all be free because, again, I want you guys to start feeding me trades. Wave 1, no one knows it's a bear market. They just think it's what? Just a correction. Wave 2, it hits the bear market levels, and it bounces, and everyone's like, see, it was only a 20% plus correction. Game back on. Wave 3 starts what? Oh, crap. Because now what happens if you're big money, you're seeing what? These lower highs. You're seeing these lower highs going, crap. And so wave 3, and again, I'm not a wave theory person, but I like the wave theory of psychology. Not Elliott wave, because Elliott wave is total hot garbage. Trying to fit the waves to the percentages and the numbers you want. The psychology is all you need to worry about in wave theory. The third wave, think about it. No one believes it. People are sorry, suspect, but it's like, hey, look, it got invalidated. Oh, snap. That's when it turns. And people are like, oh, how are you calling it a bear market? And it's like, how do you not see it's a bear market? Zoom out. The last gas was a straight line move. Here's like your wave 1. You can't even do waves on this. It's nice and calm. Here's maybe wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. No, it's not even that. The straight line moves. What do we talk about? The straight line moves and markets, right? Remember, talked about the dollar literally 2 minutes ago. The dollar will blow out before it dumps. We talked about getting to the 420s. It even went a little above it, right? Here's your point of control. Do y'all see it on the monthly? I love the monthly charts. People love the 10-minute. I love the monthlies because then I can sit here and game plan out bigger moves. Talked about getting over the 20-month. Did it twice. Hit up. Now what? Looks a little ugly. Check out the weekly. What do you see? Short arm of the 50-month. Is that bullish? No, my friend. Not at all, man. And people just, again, you got to parrot what you know. And most people don't know what the heck is going on. They're reading the news. They're going, the feds are going to pivot. They're on stock twits. They're on FinTwit. They're on Twit. And they're going, well, everyone else said this, so this is okay. Well, again, do you want to be a lemming? Or do you want to do what the smart money's doing? Most people just, they find comfort on their own. And as Livermore would say, being the lone wolf is where you know that you know. And so we talked about it. OPEX, you remember, we talked about winter tops and bottoms. Anyone have a guess? Of course, during OPEX or what? First, last 3 trading days of the month. Well, here was your OPEX top. Doesn't mean we can't retest later. So this is what I need to talk about. So where's the SPY probably going to hold? If it spikes, the VIX spikes into upper 20s to 30s. It's probably this gap fill, but then a little lower. I've said 410 to 407. That might be a little, let me tighten it up. That's kind of what I'm thinking right in there. Do y'all see that? So put that in your book. Oh, but well, that's not an exact point. It's like, well, no, because we don't know. When the VIX starts spiking, what happens? It's emotional. If you're trying to bring a ruler to a game that's like totally irrational. People are just going nuts. Yeah, dude, you're killing yourself. You're really going to hurt yourself trying to say, well, it has to get to this level to get to that. No, then you'll take some off. Trade around your core position. Said this over and over. You layer into trades, you layer out. The more you're up, the less you own. But that doesn't mean, okay, well, if it's a bigger trend, it doesn't always drop in a straight line. If it does, well, great. There'll be other bounces. But what have we talked about? Here you go. Drop, pop. Drop, pop. That pop is when you can honestly get aggressive. And I mean short-term aggressive. B-E aggressive. Right? You know, like the cheerleading song. That's the most aggressive. Because up here we are aggressive. But again, I'm buying time. I'm buying all time. If you have puts, you're shorting the market, you have time. You're not going, oh, it has to happen by August 26th. No. I got October, December stuff. I got all forever. Forever, ever? Forever, ever? Forever never seems so long. But no, my point being is, all right, we're below the 20-day. It's probably going to start peeling the onion a little more. What is tomorrow? Turnaround Tuesday. If the Feds are going to be meeting in Jackson Hole, what do you think is going to come out this week? The Feds are going to pivot. The Feds are going to... No, they're not. And it's actually better if the market does hold up, because then what? That means they don't feel like, what? They have to pivot, right? If the markets are just chopping around, they're just going to talk and they'll be like, oh, the markets are volatile. It happens. But remember, QT supposedly starts in September. Seasonality. Ugly stuff. Qs. Remember, what have we said? What's the best trade out there? Short tech, short tech, short tech. Consult with your financial advisor to confirm such. And they're going to tell you never sell. But that was, to me, the best trade. And again, I'm not advising anybody. I'm just giving you evidence. What did we say? The Qs were never going to get to the 200-day. Not even close. Back tested this trend line. Look, doji, gap down, double doji, gap down, bigger gap down. Is this bullish action? No, not at all. What have we said? How do you know the QQQs are done, Dan? How do you know it's game over? Well, man, you tell me if this mountain... Do we remember this molehill? Well, here's the mountain. And what have we said? It couldn't even... once you get below the 20-month in the trend, on a bigger trend, it's game over. You're not even getting close. The point of control is up in the, what, 330s, 320s? I think it became Bama Tumbo swinging that finger. No. No, you got nothing. You got nothing. Look at this monthly. It's probably going to be what? Slightly red. That's where people are like, oh, this is going to be a great quarter. It's like, well, a quarter's 3 months. Don't put July, don't put baby on the pedestal kind of thing, put baby in the corner. Like, yeah, no. However you want to analogize that. But no, the quarter's not over, folks. And that's where, the more bullish, and I said this over time, the more bullish the market acts, but then when it starts failing and no one knows why, the better. Because what? The why sometimes comes later. This is what traps people, is that they don't use stops. They don't have discipline. They go, I'm waiting for the why. The why could be 20 more points lower. The why could never be a why. It just could be what is. That's why trading's so hard. People are like, well, I need to figure out when to sell Bed Bath & Beyond. Why? When do I need to sell? Take the profits. Then Ryan Cohen comes out, oh, no, it's not that bad. Gone. IWM, what do you talk about? Leads the market. You tell me. We talked about getting over the 200-day. Does this look bullish under the 20-day? Take your profits. You got to run. You got to go. Got to get it all out. Well, what's probably going to be the support, right? 187. We talked about that area previously, right? This 187, 190, 189, whatever. 187. Murder, right? Not good. Not good. And I mean, murder for the market. Like, it could get... That's where it's like, man, if the market has one more bad day down, maybe it's done for the week. It chops around. Because what are the Feds going to try to do? Reassure you, my dad, your family. Everybody reads the news going, well, the market's not that bad. Look at it. Look what the Feds are saying. And again, we love all these people, but they're naive as crap when it comes to what's going on with the market, right? We all agree? Talking to the average person, it's like you get in that, I love taking Ubers and somebody's like, oh, you trade the market. I'm like, yeah, I know a little bit about it. And they're like, oh man, I'm buying Tesla. And I'm like, okay, Burr. Okay. All right, let's run through gold real quick because people just, Somebody in the Discord, remember, saved a comment if Lupus is in here. And we talked about, all right, it's probably going to bounce, but do you want to buy it? No, because why? There's no volume. Capitulation. Remember, the market maker is a liquidity-driven game. The market is. If you don't understand that, think about it. Why would anyone mark up gold when there was no liquidity? There was no blowout, right? Here was them selling every share possible of the GLD, selling all the gold possible. Now it's back at the lows. It should be puking. They want retail. They want you and I to puke, like, yeah, that kind of puke. And what we said? Gold is the king of retesting. The king is back. Double bottom, double bottom, double bottom, double bottom, double bottom, double top, double-licious. No, I mean, do you get my point? It typically retests, and I hope this makes sense. So let's get into silver. Purgatory. Leave it alone. I mean, think about it. If you are new to the channel, or even if you're not, look at all the FinTwit never-ending crap about silver, buy gold, buy silver. That's not how you bottom. That's how you top. Remember literally last week you couldn't find a bear. All wiped out. Then it falls. Gold, silver have not bottomed because why? It's not hated. It's not hated. It's like, Jerry, it's not hated. Jeez, Kramer. It's just not. There's way too much love for this stuff. There's no volume down here. I want to see absolute capitulation. Absolute capitulation. And what do we talk about? When the Feds pivot, then you buy silver. Here you go. Here was the Fed pivot in 2008. Have the Feds pivoted? No. Here's our potential downside, but guess what? If the market becomes irrational, so will the price. 17s could go to 12. Could go to 9 real quick. Because that's when you get the puke. That's when the market maker just goes, it's like Daniel Day-Lewis and There Will Be Blood. I drink your milkshake. I drink it all. Give it to me. We're not there yet. GDX, please leave this alone. In the next cycle for miners and gold, the juniors acting way better already. Big dogs, leave them alone. Notice how we couldn't even get up to the May high. Check out the GDX. Got to the May high. Did I say high? I meant low. Sorry, May low. May low. Ray low, like a watch. Watch this. Yeah, Ray low in Spanish. Watch this. Here you go. Much better. Coming back down, same thing. All these names. I'm going to do them real quick. Sell. All right, next sector. No, AG. Leave it alone. Probably going down to the 6s. AM. This is the one exception. Why? Because I had volume. Shh. Don't tell anybody. Look at this. That's capitulation. Now you should hope for what? Pray for a retest. Okay? That one's on my radar. Newmont. Sold on its earnings. I mean, they're going to have to go on a buying spree to get multiple expansion. Leave it alone. Making lower lows. Gone. Pass. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Look at that. It says earnings. You think someone would be there to buy it. No. I mean, we can run through all of these names. I'm just telling you right now, leave them alone. Materials, same thing. What is going to be the next bull market? It's going to be commodities. It's going to be commodities. It's going to be commodities. Hence why we short tech now. Now people are like, oh, I got to get in on the commodity train now. Nothing is safe. I say it nicely, but they don't listen. I got to buy U.S. Steel and hold it. I'm like, it's coming back. It's coming back. We talked about the 200-day. Roll over, doggy. Ruff, ruff. Roll over. Here you go. Nucor. We're going to run through all these real quick. Roll over. Here you go. Pop up. Roll over. Went higher than I thought it would. Roll over. Good boy. Here's a bone. CCJ, uranium names. If there's any uranium folks, you guys are prime suspects of what? Gold delirium, silver delirium, market going to take you higher. The fundamentals. No one would argue the fundamentals for uranium look amazing if we actually are going to build more nuclear power plants, because guess what? Oil and gas are not the future. They are what? Basically the transition step. I've said this, it's going back to the smoking or driving age. Oh, now it doesn't make sense. People are going to be like, it doesn't make sense. Well, your stops should make sense. Somewhere in the 16, 18, you can see it on the monthly better. Down into here. Maybe even the 50 month. Again, when the market peels like the onion, everyone starts crying. Ain't nothing safe. There is nothing safe. It's just too bad. Because, I mean, again, these people are going to be waiting early. It's like you've got to the park There's a basketball game at some point, and you're here 8 hours before the game starts. You could be doing a lot of other things. But that's what people do. They just say, FOMO. FOMO is real, but nobody understands like how to alleviate FOMO. We can talk about it at the end. It's pretty simple. VALE talked about this little hammer coming back down to 10-11 range. People are like, oh, I got to go value investing. Remember, U.S. Steel trades at like 2 PE. Can someone confirm that? What's the PE ratio on letter X? I mean, I think it is 2, maybe 3. Oh, value trap. Not until the multiples expand. And when's that going to happen? In a commodities bull market. Arrow. All right, you got volume at the lows, right? We all agree. Put this on your radar in the 8s. Mosaic. Again, the ag names are up today, but I don't trust them. That's a nice candle, but it feels like very distributive. You know, you hold the 20-day, you pop. You're not getting over that. You're not getting over the 55s. And if you do, even nothing safe. Sorry. I'm just sorry. So sorry. It just is what it is. Now, here's the name if you're looking at ag stuff. Anybody confirm X PE ratio? This one is the one that's got the volume. See, here's the double bottom. We talked about this. I've said this every video. Just put this on your radar. That's stopping power. That's confirming the stopping power. That's confirming it as well. Now you've been acting much better. You're closer to the 52-week highs. Is Mosaic? No. No. All right, let's get into tech because this is the easiest trade. We talked about last week, short tech. Now, again, I'm not recommending this. You have to do your own due diligence, but we talked about the levels. We talked about the Goldman Sachs upgrade, Buddy Pass. Hey, buddy, hey, pal, hey, guy. This is what they do. They upgrade it so they can sell to their friends can unload. And then clients will buy. And then here we talked about lower high. Or no, sorry. That was, they got this. Apple got a Buddy Pass last week. Then what's lower lows, lower highs? People are talking about buying AMD. I'm seeing dude, I love FinTwit. Because they're talking about buying calls. Yes, the X is a 1.33. It's crazy. People talking about buying calls. I'm like, okay. Absolutely. You guys, now keep in mind, FinTwit is not going to be saying it's time to buy calls at the bottom. Just letting you know that, right? Keep in mind, those people no. Hey, first thing, never buy calls on the first bottom in a washout. Why? Because the VIX will be, 50, 60, 70. IB will come in. No, it's sell puts, buy stock, wait for the retest, or high or low. Then you buy calls because the implied volatility will shrinkage. You guys and gals know what shrinkage is? You should. If you don't, well, talk to your partner. Might need a Viagra for that. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's the reality. That's what happens to the premiums on your puts and calls. If you buy when the VIX is overpriced, and then what happens? It's literally in the Black Scholes model, how they price options. It will come in. Shrinkage. So, time is to sell puts, right? When the VIX is in the 90, you sell the puts. You sell the puts, brah. Then you buy the calls on the high or low or the retest. You might not get a retest. It just depends. But I can guarantee you that if you hold it, and again, if you buy the calls and you're quick, good. But if you're not, and you just wait it, you'll be down money, even though the stock might be points above where you bought in and got in. How do I know? I've done it. I've executed that. It didn't work out well. SMH. Talked about double top. Talked about the point of control. I've told you folks a million times, if you don't realize semiconductors become almost like a commodity. At the end of a bull market in tech, everyone makes great chips. Now they start underpricing, undercutting each other, cutting pricing. Comes an absolute slaughter fest. Here you go. Now 90%. Now goes nowhere for 10 years. Look at this. You're telling me you want to buy semiconductors for the long run? Well, then guess what? Fails at the point of control around the 240s. I just feel bad for you. If you hold this stuff, leave me a comment if you plan on holding this stuff, because I'm going to take note and I'm going to send you something in the mail, and it's going to be a weekly reminder. Maybe email. I'll start an email list of weekly reminders you could have sold at 240. You could have sold at 240. You could have sold at 240. No. Sorry. I mean, it's just same thing. Tesla. I mean, I don't know. Let's get into Apple. Yeah, price to book. The people don't realize, cheap gets cheaper in a bear market. That's how it works. Apple monthly. Oh, I'm going to send out listserv reminder. I'm going to set out a reminder. Every week you could have sold for 170s. We talked about this is the point of control of the trend line. Here's what I thought would happen on the SPY, but it happened on the Apple. Remember how we talked about 3 scenarios? Short arm, exact, go a little higher. Well, here you go. Here was the point of control and the gap fill at what? 174. You went up to what? 176. Oh, but Dan, you weren't perfect. No, we weren't perfect up here shorting either, but it worked out okay. Now what? Going lower. I mean, keep in mind, this is wave 3. How much lower should it go? I mean, I don't think you really see support in Apple to win. Maybe the 20-day? This 166, 165 area, but then what? 200-day? I mean, keep in mind, there wasn't like days of like, I keep saying like a little kid. There wasn't days of support. This trend has no support in it, right? Like there's no 3 like multi-day week chop zones. No, it's just stair step up very quickly. Every time they get violated, boom, wipe out, next lower. That's how it works. If you don't think Apple's a short and you're going to hold it for the long run, well, guess what? That's your problem, not mine. Because I'm telling you right now, this is how this stuff ends. This is how this ends. Please don't ask me about PLTR. Didn't I say nicely, wait till the end? I don't want to talk about these piece of junk stocks that you're buying, especially your ape stocks. How's that AMC? How's that Bed Bath & Beyond? I told you folks that all that stuff gets wiped out. Completely, utterly destroyed. But people will continue to hold their meme stocks. It's just sad, man. It really is. It makes me sad to think about. Microsoft, we talked about the 200-day, the 285 to 294. That's a wide range. Well, guess what? One day, all turns around. Here you go. You want to hold Microsoft for the long run, Mr. Softy. Point of control. No, the stock, people don't learn their lessons. The stock went nowhere after the tech bubble. Nowhere. I can't even find it. Nowhere. It took you how many years to get even? It took you 17 years. Do you want to trade like that? Is that how you invest? Because again, you might want to be like the Rip Van Winkle trader. You should go to sleep and wake up in 20 years. Because then maybe you'll be back to even. Maybe someone will do better than Microsoft. We don't know. Just don't know. People just, whatever, they just do what they're going to do. Meta. Here it can turn into remember we talked about it was going to hold this longer term channel, trend line. That's why I said for weeks and weeks, watch 155, and it did what? Held it. Now we get up to what? We see a retest, right? Oops. Peeling like an onion. Hear all the crying. You hear the crying? I hear it. Tesla. Unreal. People just don't realize you're hitting the fibs. Let me redo these fibs since we're zoomed in a little tighter, and you can see the exact 0.618. Yeah, of course you've got ape shares because you do exactly what everyone else does, and it ultimately leads to losses. I guarantee Apes or Us probably has a $200 account, and if not, he probably turned $200 into $2 million, and he's going to use that $400. And I'm not trying to be mean, but that's what happens. Market's out here to pay you. So we talked about this 0.618 in the 940s. Why? We don't know. We just saw this. Here was earnings. The reaction right here. Remember, this is earnings, and then you couldn't get over it. Boom. Now under the 20-day, going lower. Going lower. Yeah, you got ape shares. Great. You've got lottery tickets. Good luck. I hope you scratch and sniff something that's a win. I really hope it wins for you. I just don't think it is, my friend. Let's get into Roblox. We'll do NDAQ last. Free money. It's not free money if you lose it all. It's unreal. I could debate these folks for years because they don't realize like this happened in every single bull cycle. Oh, let's hold the bank stocks. Let's hold the housing stocks. Let's hold the tech stocks in the 2000s. Now let's hold the meme stocks forever. Unreal. Roblox. We talked about things that you don't see as the market's bullish. What? You get into the 50s, backing off. Look at that. That's just utterly ugly. NDAQ. Joking with my dad this morning because he's like, "Aren't you short a bunch of it?" I'm like, yeah, I am." He's like, "It's up $1. What's wrong with it? I'm like, "I don't know. Here's your wave cresting. Hits the monthly, like the long-term trend line. Now it's down $1. I think at one point it was up at 187 something. Yeah, it's turning over. Unreal. Like again, just give yourself time. Oh, what's it gonna do? And again, this is the hardest part for traders and people who have limited experience. Good luck trying to guess what's going to happen for 6.5 hours. I don't care. I want to see the open and the close. What's going to happen intraday is actually a joke. Absolutely a joke. Like if you're trying to predict every intraday move, you are wasting emotional mental capital. You could literally have something much better to do than to lose money trying to roll dice. Yeah, 4140. I mean, again, that doesn't even really matter to me. I said, what, 410? 410. That, to me, matters more on the spot. We'll get into that. Like, stick around. Let's get through these stocks. Let's not be distracting. NASDAQ, going nowhere. EXPI, fundamentals are amazing on the stock and company. How do I know? Because I work there. All public knowledge. Here's your ape. I'm a EXPI ape, right? Ugh. No, I'm not. I know my stock that I get as options are worthless. And I'm not going to pretend they're not. I guess it's a double negative. UTHR, what? Unreal. Unreal people just don't listen. I'm like, it's a head and shoulders top. Here's your right shoulder. It's going lower. Oh, it hit the monthly channel high. No, let's just hold it out. We got to get that extra penny. I got to get 250, Dan. Then I'll sell. Good luck. Good luck. XBI this morning. People in the Discord board. Oh, why is Lab D down and XBI up? I don't know. But if you shut up, looked at the charts and just shorted because the trend is your friend, now it's down. Oh, but it's going to hold this level here. Well, it could. Yeah, 83, 85, I don't know. You can see that this was resistance. I'll just draw it in for the people who are shorting this and just unsure. Probably could bounce somewhere in here. But now if you're trying to guess every 6.5 hours of the day, I wouldn't care. I would look at the bigger trend and go, it broke the 20-day. Well, what 20-day usually was, the 100-day. Where's the 100-day? 79. Oh, does it have to hit there today? Nope. But people are going to be like, got to do it. Got to stick around. Got to hold to that. Got to get every penny. I got to like trade it. It's going higher. I got to sell. No, they're trying to spin your head so you don't realize what's going on. Oil. Said this earlier at the USO. Like, just leave it alone, man. It's holding up well. Geopolitically, it could go higher. So if you're shorting it, good luck. If you're long it, good luck. Because again, if a recession, Feds tighten, all this stuff, demand destruction. Not gas. What have we said about it? This is one nobody remembers except for me, and trust me, I'll remember your trades because that's what I do. I remember everything. I have an elephant memory. If it creates an emotion, I'll remember it. We talked about retesting. Now it's over it. We talked about buying it here. Remember that day? Some of y'all, we made hundreds of % on some short-dated options because we said, oh, if it holds this area, very clear as day, you could put a stop. Then it retested, making new highs. At this point, what? Feds are really loving natural gas higher. You think Europe is enjoying higher gas prices? No, they aren't. What's going on with the TLT? It's coming back a little bit. Market's starting to get a little squirrely. XOP. What have we said? Somewhere in the 140s. Look at that. Chopping up here. Here's your shoulders. Interesting that it made the left shoulder had a lower high. Right shoulder has a higher high on the outside. So it's like a octopus, multi-tentacled head and shoulders top. I'm just making stuff up. Just watch this area because, again, people are like, oh, Occidental Petroleum. You see what Buffett's doing? Buffett had just sold calls to all you fools who bought them. I guarantee Buffett's selling. Buffett is literally making the market. He's like, guys, whoever the market maker is for Occidental, he's like, take a week off. I'm going to sell calls. You guys just keep pumping this. I'm going to sell calls. But every retail idiot's going, you see that? He's buying Occidental. He's got 50%. It's going to the moon. No, Buffett wants the whole business, and he likes to sell calls. He doesn't care. He's not trying to trade meme stocks. Guy's a genius. Anyway, if you got any questions, stop by the Discord room. I'm going to keep this running for folks who want to stick around. I appreciate everybody. Again, if you were making money, please look into real estate as your best hedge against inflation. If rates go higher, inflation goes higher, and if you buy now and the rates are at 7% or 6%, 5%, you can refinance later if things get worse. Right now is the best time to buy, not like today, but in general. It's a buyer's market. Sellers now are realizing no one is left around to buy. And then what? You have all the negotiating power. You're able to steal something, 50, 60, 100,000, $200,000 off because you're the only one buying. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room, hit me up. Love to help you out. Again, let me find you an agent in this country that can actually deal investment deals because not all agents are equal, just like not all traders, not all mentors, not all teachers, not everything. You need to find the best because, again, they become your point person for finding great real estate investment properties. All right, I'm going to let this go. Talk to you guys and gals later. Stick around. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.